It just keeps on going, doesn't it? We're like the Energizer Bunny. We just keep on going. How's everyone doing? Just taking this wonderful ride with Jonathan and with Dawson and Rita, and then it's like, what more could there be? But I'll let you know what more there can be. I love this idea of staying tuned in. Like in this moment, you don't have to say it out loud, but what are you tuning into in this incredible moment called now? Yeah, lots of things, I would imagine. Take a moment to say, what am I tuning into? We are such receivers, are we not? We're just like that radio that just receives. And there's a lot of stuff to receive these days. But the great news is we get to decide what it is that we receive. I have to admit, I'm not always the best at it, but here's the thing about practice. I am so tuned in these days to my vibration and my frequency that I know, not know, but I know when I am off and when I'm on. I know that when I'm tuned in to something that makes me want to dance, and I know that I'm tuned in when I want to scream. I want to scream. I want to shout. I want to get angry. And I honor them all. Because the problem that can happen is when I don't honor them all and wait for this to be that and this to be that, I have to be able to center myself and tune in. I can tune in at any moment that I want to the frequency that I choose to have. Even as I'm talking right now, I'm getting, I call it God skin. But that's because I'm tuning in right now to something that is so much bigger. There's a quote from Ernest Holmes. He says, "One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. A complete majority. One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority." That takes me out of when I am feeling so alone. Because in this, we are all vibrating at different frequencies. And sometimes, when you're in the position of a spiritual leader, you just would love it if we were all vibrating at the same time in the same frequency of the highest that we can be. But that is not how it always happens, is it? I am a quantum activist, and I love the fact that I am. Because that means that I see in my world a lot of activism, but I see it using the same energy in the activism, and we're going, I just don't understand why nothing's working. Because negative on top of negative equals negative. And I'm not talking about the kind of positive where we're walking around going, nothing's happening, nothing's going on in the world. Children can do that. But I suggest that we can get a little bit more, for us, a little more spiritually mature. I said last week, we are in the middle of a spiritual, liberation. I don't get to sit back anymore and just go, let's just see what happens. That's the other part of stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for what? Whatever happens? I can't live in a whatever happens universe any longer. So what do I do with that as a quantum activist? I allow myself to remember not only who I am, but where am I in every moment. Someone asked me, what's that? Oh, hello. That was just a pause that needed to be there, I'm sure. So someone asked me the other day, I said, I've been doing a lot of quantum jumping lately. And people are like, ooh, what's that? Well, how you doing that? Is it me, maybe? It might be me. Just stare at me. Quantum. Should I try this? Oh, am I on? Yeah. That's called being tuned in or tuned out, and it's also called flexibility. It's also called, I love the human spirit at times when we get so frustrated when the littlest things don't work for us. I can handle anything. If you read my book, The Memoir of a Little Man, you'll know that I went through quite a bit. But I'm going to tell you something. Spill the coffee, I'm out of here. I go completely ballistic. But yet I could handle the entire childhood of what was going on with mental illness in my family, and I could still do it. And so we're back to this, how is this jumping? It's actually not jumping. It's fun to say that, like I'm jumping from world to world, but for me, it's just changing my state of consciousness. And how I do that is I not only meditate, but I remember who I am, and that there is a frequency that allows me to think of how I would like to be the best version of Patrick. What's the best version of Patrick? Oh, and then I open up a portal and I say, let's go in there. I'm not actually meeting Patrick that it doesn't exist as all these incredible simultaneous. I'm meeting the Patrick, my future self, that I am requiring that I am, and it's reaching out like this and saying, I know who my future self is, and it says, well, then reach out. And then you go like this. We are one. I'm going to take a little something from what everybody did today, and just know that freedom that that quote, one other thing, that quote about one alone in consciousness with the infinite, I actually live it much better. Doesn't mean, let's just jump to it. It doesn't mean that I don't need anyone. Because that's what I used to think when I first started in Science of Mind, that I've got it all down. I'm on my own. I could do this. What it means is I'm not dependent on you any longer. I'm not dependent on you loving me any longer. I'm not dependent on you to make me feel worthy. I am not dependent anymore, because one alone in consciousness with the infinite is a complete majority. And that's where my freedom is. So I'm going to end with self-love, because there's two things. I'm redoing my bio because I'm reinventing Patrick every day, and I just am having a blast doing it. I'm going, wow. I read my bio and I went, wow, that couldn't be any more boring than if, I said, you are so much more than this, man. So what do when you're not, you go to Chat GPT. No, you go say, who am I? Who am I? But what I noticed is that the one thing that my passion is this inner child and self-love. And as I said last week, we don't have the luxury anymore of not honoring the spiritual beings that we are. It's no longer a luxury, it's a necessity that I remember who I am on a moment-to-moment basis. I feel that with self-love. No longer can I go behind that. As a matter of fact, this is what I wrote about that, and I'll end because Dawson did. I said, self-love is not optional, it's mandatory. There's no more, you might say, and someone said to me, you talk a lot about love, but I love myself. I got that down. I love it when people say that to me. I got that down, Patrick. I got my inner child down. Really? When's the last time you spoke with him or her? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but I got it. If you got it down, we're all in trouble, because nobody's got it down. But this person said, I love myself, so I can move on to the next one. And this is what I want to say to anyone who says, well, I don't have a problem with that. I love myself. Well, I got a little mission for you. There's a lot of people out in the world that don't feel that way. Our world right now needs more love than it has ever needed, in my history at least, and as I look at our history before that. And I mean this at the very center of my heart. You couldn't love enough. You could not love enough, ever. And so if you have so much love that you don't need to love anymore, then love some more and give it away. Because our planet needs it. Ukraine needs it. This entire planet needs it right now. And I'm going to tell you, that is the quantum leap that we've all been waiting for. The audacity to love yourself and walk into every room, even if you don't feel it. And you woke up, as Dawson was saying, and all this stuff, and you wake up in the morning and you go, I don't like me today. I feel sick today. I don't like me today. And then just take your moment and hold your heart and say, the world needs my love right now. The world needs me to love like I have never loved before, because there are people out there that cannot love themselves today. They are over there with bombs going off and things going off, and they're scared. They're scared. And I get to say, me too, but I love me. And my love will ripple out to every single child, every single person, every single animal. All of this stuff that is happening. I am circling Washington, D.C. right now with my love. And I dare you to say my love is not more powerful than anything that is happening in our world right now. We have to have that kind of courage. We have to have that daringness to say, no, I love myself. Oh, really? Yeah. I love myself. Well, I'm scared too at the same time, but I love myself. Look at that chest. I am love. I am love. Do me a favor. Will you just hold yourself for just one moment? And close your eyes and just say, you are safe. You are loved. I am here with you. I will not desert you. I am love. I am love. And so it is. Namaste.